Number 6. Matt Bowen. In 2009, Matt Bowen was diving off the coast of Australia when a bull shark brutally bit into his leg. 24-year-old Bowen was exploring a wreck when the terrifying attack occurred. He'd initially thought that his diving partner was playing a prank on him. Bowen then turned around to see that a 10-foot bull shark had sunken its teeth into his leg. The beast would have torn Bowen's limb clean off, if not for his partner's swift intervention. She rushed to his aid and kicked the animal until it let go and swam away. Afterwards, they both rose roughly 100 feet to the surface, where a dive boat picked them up. Bowen described his injury as a bloody mess, as there were only shreds of tissue where his calf had been. He was initially treated at a local hospital in Albany and then transferred to a facility in Perth. He underwent surgery and a series of skin grafts to fix the damage in his leg. Next up, we look at several cases where bull sharks ended up on the streets. But first, let's find out more about these lethal creatures. Today's video was requested by Broken T169. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Bull sharks draw their name from their broad, flat snout and stocky shape, as well as from their aggressive and unpredictable behavior. They're large and stout, with a tail fin that's longer than that in other sharks of similar size. They're typically grey on top of their bodies and white below. Females, which are the largest of the species, have a record length of over 13 feet and a maximum weight of 694 pounds. However, it's believed that these creatures are capable of attaining larger proportions. Bull sharks are one of, if not the most dangerous shark species when it comes to interaction with humans. This is due to their aggressive behavior, terrifying predatory attributes, as well as their ability to thrive both in saltwater and freshwater. The latter is because of their ability of adapting osmoregulation, the process by which they maintain a constant concentration of water in their bodies. Number 5. Bull sharks on the streets. After heavy rains in 2011, the Brisbane River broke its banks and severely flooded the small town of Goodna, Australia. One local claimed that the eastern part of Goodna had been basically turned into an aquarium. 42-year-old Steve Bateman went to check on the flood damage to his butcher shop, which was located about a mile from the river. As he was making his way to the store, a man in a boat picked him up and told him that a shark had been spotted near the shopping center. Bateman arrived at his shop, where the floodwater reached higher than his chest. He pried open the glass doors, but suddenly saw a long shadow and a fin swim past. Bateman was terrified and thought that the bull shark, which he estimated was a 6-footer, would attack. Fortunately, it swam right past him. For the next few hours, Bateman hid in the shop, hoping that the predator wouldn't return. It didn't, and swam through a McDonald's takeaway instead. As incredible as that incident was, this wouldn't be the first time that a shark ended up on Australian streets. It happened again in 2017, in the aftermath of Tropical Cyclone Debbie. As the water receded, a bull shark was found on a road near the town of Ayr, in Queensland. Some of the residents reportedly took teeth from the shark as souvenirs. A second bull shark was found washed up in Logan City. No one was hurt, but the incidents did serve as a harrowing reminder of the dangers that lurk in Australian waters. Coming up next, the beach is closed off as over 60 sharks are circling its shores, but before we get to that, let's see where bull sharks can be found on the map. One of the most terrifying aspects about bull sharks is that they're diadromous, meaning they can easily swim between fresh and salt water. They can thrive in both, although their food and reproductive practices draw them to marine environments more. They're also highly territorial, which is why attacks on humans have one of the highest rates among shark species. Bull sharks are found worldwide, in warm, shallow waters along coasts and in rivers. They're solitary sharks and don't typically swim deeper than 100 feet. They're known to live in freshwater lakes and travel far up rivers. In the Mississippi River, for example, bull sharks have been found as far as Alton, Illinois, which is about 700 miles from the ocean. They've traveled more than 2,500 miles up the Amazon River to Peru and North Bolivia. In the Pacific Ocean, bull sharks range from Baja California to Ecuador. In the Atlantic Ocean, they can be found from Massachusetts to the south of Brazil and from Morocco to Angola. Number 4. Ballina Beach. The beaches of Ballina in the Australian state of New South Wales are notorious for shark attacks. In the past decade, there have been several incidents reported in the region, and in the summer of 2019, one terrifying display highlighted the perils at Ballina. Surfer and swimmers were ordered to evacuate the beaches after over 60 bull sharks were spotted near the shore. It's believed that they'd gathered to feed as the tide was going out. Because the water was very clear, the predators could be spotted by helicopters, drones, and bystanders. One surf safety volunteer claimed she'd never seen anything like it. Even though the water was riddled with dozens of bloodthirsty predators, some chose to remain in the water, ignoring the warnings and sirens. This was described as a selfish act by Ballina's mayor, since they were risking their own safety as well as that of volunteers that had gathered on the beach to assist them. Next up, an Australian Navy diver becomes a double amputee and an 8-year-old boy gets his arm stitched back after a shark attack. But first, let's go over how bull sharks can kill you. Pound per pound, the bull shark has the most powerful bite of all cartilaginous fish species. It has been measured at close to 6,000 newtons. That's enough to crunch through human bones. The bull shark is also among the most aggressive shark species, and the frequency of attack is increased by its territorial nature and ability to thrive in freshwater environments. There have been dozens of unprovoked attacks, with some having occurred in murky waters, where it's hard to see the shark coming. Bull sharks have also been cited as having been responsible for the Jersey Shore attacks of 1916, which inspired the movie Jaws. Scholars still debate which species was actually to blame for the attacks that claimed the lives of 4 people. Aside from bull sharks, great whites are also frequently included as suspects. Along with ferocious jaw strength, bull sharks also own rows of sharp serrated teeth. As they bite into prey and start shaking their heads, the teeth act like a saw, tearing off flesh into more manageable chunks. When they hunt, these creatures will employ a technique called bump and bite. They'll circle and ram prey with their snouts prior to biting. It's believed that this enables them to both disorient and identify their victims. They'll then continue to bite and tackle their prey until it's unable to flee. When used on humans, this technique can result in severe and even fatal attacks. Number 3. Paul de Gelder. In 2009, Australian Navy diver Paul de Gelder was taking part in a routine military exercise in Sydney Harbour. As he was swimming near the surface, wearing fins and a black wetsuit, a bull shark attacked him from beneath. The massive predator clamped on his right arm and leg in the same bite and dragged him underwater. De Gelder said that he could feel as rows of teeth were shredding through his flesh. He felt like he was drowning while muscles from his hand and hamstring were being torn off. De Gelder tried to fight back and poke the bull shark in the eyes, but the beast was relentless in its attack. Just as the man had resigned himself to his fate, the shark swam away, leaving him in a pool of blood. He returned to the surface alive, but in agonizing pain. As he saw the safety boat approaching, de Gelder thought that he wouldn't make it and that the shark would come back to finish him off. Amazingly, de Gelder survived. However, he'd lost his lower right arm and leg in the brutal attack. Despite having become a double amputee, he returned to work for the Navy after 3 months of rehabilitation. De Gelder would subsequently become a motivational speaker as well as an author and would travel the world to educate people on how to safely dive with sharks. Number 2. Jesse Arbogast. 8-year-old Jesse Arbogast was swimming in waist-deep water off the coast of Florida when he was attacked by a 7-foot bull shark. The beast tore his arm clean off and also ripped his leg open. Jesse's uncle reacted quickly and carried the boy to shore, where he performed CPR on him until the emergency services arrived at the beach. As the child was airlifted to a hospital, his uncle bravely went back into the water and wrestled the bull shark to shore. A park ranger from the Gulf Islands National Seashore Park then shot the animal 3 times in the head, killing it. The ranger then used his police baton to pry the shark's jaws open as a lifeguard reached inside to retrieve Jesse's arm. The limb was remarkably well preserved as the shark had swallowed it whole. It was packed in ice and taken to the hospital. Jesse had arrived in critical condition with no pulse after having lost almost all the blood in his body. The bite that claimed his arm had been unusually clean for a shark, which is known to tear flesh off with its serrated teeth. This helped surgeons reattach the limb over the course of a 12-hour-long surgery. The arm had to be shortened so that it would fit properly, but was expected to regain normal size as the boy grew. Jesse regained consciousness, showing signs that the reattachment had been a success. Our number 1 listing is about a teenager who lost a leg and several fingers following an attack in North Carolina. Before we get to that, let's see what can be done to survive a bull shark encounter. Surviving a bull shark attack is, in many ways, similar to the approach you take with other big sharks, such as the great white. In order to limit the effectiveness of their bump and bite technique, you can back up against a reef cliff or rock pile. By doing so, you'd only have to deal with the shark attacking you from the front. Eliminating the element of surprise should give you a fighting chance. Make no mistake about it, that if the shark has one of your limbs in its jaws, fighting back is the only option you have left. Go for the eyes, snout, or gills, as these are the predator's most sensitive parts. Punch, kick, or gouge these areas of the shark's body as hard as you can. Use short, compact attacks instead of winding swings, as they'll meet less water resistance. Once the bull shark swims away, your next priority is getting professional medical help for the injuries you've sustained. If you can't, apply pressure to the wounds so that you limit blood loss until reaching a hospital.
Official They Will Kill You merchandise is now available at theywillkillyou.com. Some of it is to die for.
Number 1. Paige Winters. In the summer of 2019, teenager Paige Winters was the victim of a shark attack that robbed her of a leg and several fingers. The 17-year-old was spending the day at the beach with her family in North Carolina's Fort Mason State Park. She was swimming close to the shoreline when the predator attacked her, inflicting deep lacerations to her hand, leg, and pelvic areas. The attack could have claimed her life. However, her firefighter father, Charlie, heroically rushed to Paige's aid and punched the shark repeatedly in the snout until it let go of her. The teenager was rushed to a nearby hospital. The bull shark attack left her with an amputated leg and extensive damage to her hand. A GoFundMe was set up to help with her medical bills, and it exceeded $60,000 within days of the attack. Despite a long road to recovery, the teenager remained optimistic and an advocate for the protection of marine wildlife. Thanks for watching. Would you rather get attacked by a bull shark or spend 5 years alone on a desert island? Let us know in the comments section below.